Hey everybody, it's Glenn and the Pet Food Puzzle Guy, and I'm back. It's been a little while. Life has kind of gotten a little busy, but I'm happy to be back. A special thank you and welcome again to my folks that are part of the nutrition mission. I really do appreciate you guys and all the comments coming back and forth. It's really great. Makes me really enjoy doing this channel, and I want to have a little bit of fun today. We're going to do a review of Life's Abundance, and it's going to be pretty short compared to my lengthy reviews that I can't shut up. But I wanted to have some fun too, because I remember it was a few months ago, Ed was saying how fun and happy Dr. Ray is and her channel, her videos, and I can tend to be kind of negative or boring or whatever. And that's true, I admit it. But anyway, I want to have some fun on this video. So stick with me, because I was trying to learn how to do polls and quizzes and things like that on YouTube. I don't understand any of it, so I'm struggling all the time with this stuff. But I put a quiz in there, and or a poll, I don't know what you'd call it. But the question was, I'll put it up here, and this was kind of fun. I don't even know how to find it again. I don't know how it shows up. I guess it just shows up on your YouTube feed if you're a subscriber. I guess that's how it works. But anyway, this was the question: which of these statements is true about the Pet Food Puzzle Guy? And again, I was just trying to think of something to, put out there. Didn't want to make a nutritional poll. That's boring, right? So anyway, so A is your choice for A is Eagle Scout, raised chickens, and had 3 weeks of college. Okay. B was arrested for assault, published a romance novel, had no college. And number 10 had 10 years of dancing lessons, was captain of his high school football team, and quit college. But which one is actually true about the Pet Food Puzzle Guy? So stick with me. We're going to go through Life's Abundance first, and then I'll give you the answer to this quiz. Okay, so more than a few of you have asked me, just the other day, somebody asked me about Life's Abundance. Have I reviewed it? And I hadn't. And so I went ahead and took a look at it. And when I looked at the canine and feline products, there is a puppy and a kitten. And so, of course, we understand the life stage for those. But when I looked at all the different canine varieties they had and feline varieties, what I found was they are all life stage foods. And we've been through this a few times now, so I'm going to make this pretty short and sweet. They only had one low calorie for overweight dogs that was listed AFCO statement for maintenance. All their others, the lamb, the chicken, whatever variety I looked at, they're all formulated for all life stages, which you guys all know what that means. It means puppy food. So right there, what do we know? If it's puppy food, it's going to have excessive nutrients for adult dogs and for adult cats. So real quick, I took a diet, their chicken diet. I said, let's just put it up against small animal clinical nutrition, the guidelines for the optimal nutrient ranges, and let's see what it looks like. Let's not waste any more time on their market. I will say their marketing, Bella's up there saying hi to somebody. Their marketing on their website was more about saving the world and the environment and all this kind of stuff than it was really giving me nutritional information. I had to call the company, and I will admit, when I called them, they were very nice, giving me dry matter basis numbers. They gave me dry matter basis on a dry dog food, which we'll look at, and they gave me dry matter basis on a dry cat food. Now, sorry for those of you that wanted to see canned cat, they didn't have that information. I don't understand that, but they didn't have the information on nutrition for their canned cat food, but they did for their dry. So let's take a look at canine first. So let's go ahead and look at their canine comparison, how it measures up to the optimal nutrient levels. And what we already know, it's a growth diet. It's puppy food. So when we look at the protein level, it can go from 15 to 30%. It's at 30.4. So it would be within the mid-range for puppies, and it's right there on the cusp of adult. So that's okay. But then if we look at the calcium and phosphorus, which we know from watching my videos and watching Dr. Ray and others that actually talk nutrition, the mineral content is very vital to the health of the animal, and it's probably the most difficult thing for the food company to formulate and control and put together. It's just really hard, and most don't do it well. That's just a fact. You've seen it on my channel. You've seen it with my videos. So what do we see? It should be zero point 0.5 to 1.0 as a max. They're at 1.8. They're almost double the calcium level of the optimum range or optimal range. If we look at um, the I skipped the what is it? Zero point 0.4 to zero point 0.8 is the phosphorus. I didn't write it up on the board, but I happen to know it by heart. And so zero point 0.8 is the max. 1.2%. So right there, the calcium and phosphorus off the charts. Ironic, because what have we learned when we look at different diets? If it's really high in protein, generally it's high in calcium and phosphorus, okay? Because that's what you're going to find in those ingredients. If it's really poor quality with lots of bone, hair, hoof, feathers, chicken lips, as I like to say, then you're going to see even higher levels of calcium and phosphorus. It's kind of bizarre to find a protein level. This is one of the lowest you've seen, right, of the products we've looked at lately. But yet it's way the highest in calcium and phosphorus. So boo, I need a boo. Do I have a sound effect for boo? If I do, I will put it in right there. Um, and then if we look at sodium, it's zero point 0.4. That's fine. That's within the range. So right there, I know it's for growth. It's an all life stage food. All of them except their low calorie food. So I'm not impressed. There's nothing to be impressed with there. Okay, let's go to cat food. Now, this is their chicken flavor, and this is the dry cat food because they did not have the dry matter analysis on their cans. So that's another strike against them. But let's go ahead and look at the numbers here. The protein, the range would be 30% up to 45%. Cats are true carnivores, so the protein level, their needs are a little higher. What do we find? They come in at 39.3, right within that range. Again, impressive because what have we seen with all this high protein marketing going on? Some foods, even with great mineral content, are still way high in protein. So here we see a great protein level for this cat food. But look at this. Look at the calcium and phosphorus. I'm sure you're already like looking at it. 1% is the max for calcium. They're at 2.28. If you look at phosphorus, zero point 0.8 would be the optimal, within that range. They're at zero point 0.1. I'm sorry, take away that point. That's a typo. They're at 1.5%, literally double what the max optimal level is. So the mineral content in this cat food is terrible. If we look at sodium, they're right at the high end there, but they're within that range, so that's fine. So I don't know what ingredients they're using or the quality of the ingredients they're using, but to have really good, respectable protein levels, not excessive, that's great. To have these high mineral content, something is really wrong. And I will tell you, and this is going to sound, I don't know how to be positive here. So Ed, yes, I am going to be a little negative here. But I look to see who is the veterinarian that formulates these diets, and it is promoted big time on their website. Some websites, the last one I just did, what was it? Young Again, awesome nutrient levels, and I couldn't find who actually formulates the diet. On this website, I had to call to get the actual nutrient levels. I could see why they would hide them, and I find out that the veterinarian that formulates these diets for Life's Abundance is a doctor named Dr. Jane Bix. Now, I'm going to try to be just nice and respectful here, so please don't get mad at me or send me nasty grams. But I know Dr. Bix. It's been a lot of years now, almost 40 years to be exact. But she and I worked for the same distributor in New York City, and she did not have any nutritional training then. She would constantly be on the phone to, I can't think of the veterinarian from Hills. He's Jay was his first name. I don't need to give you his last name, but he was a veterinarian and he worked for Hills. So this is back in the late 80s. Jane, Dr. Bix, knew nothing about nutrition and was constantly calling Jay with lots of questions. I since left that distributor in New York City to join Hills, and I never saw her again after that. Then I heard that she had written a book on nutrition, and I just kind of like laughed about it, and that was the end of it. But here it is, 40 years later, she shows up as the key formulator for or sole formulator, from what I could tell from their website. She's picked the ingredients, she does the formulation, she does all that. So I assumed, hey, it's been 40 years. I mean, I tell you, it went like that. But obviously, she went back to school and went to some nutrition courses, became a nutritionist, whatever, something. And I read her bio in a couple different places, and no, she became a holistic veterinarian. So now I'm going to sound really negative here, but it seems, I guess, as long as you become a holistic veterinarian, you don't really need education. You don't really need the science backing up your claims and what you're doing. If you're holistic, you're kind of exempt from all that. So here she is, a veterinarian. I think she's retired now from practicing. I'm not sure. She's up there around my age, so she could be. But she's this nutritionist now, formulating this food, giving us these nutrient levels. Um, okay, can you see why I'm really not impressed? So there you go. I'm kind of, it's boy, isn't it an example of just, anybody and their brother can make pet food, put it out there. No one's looking at nutrient levels. No one cares that all the diets are all life stage. But there you go. Especially for cats, I really hate to see all life stage for cats, because with urinary issues and kidney disease being so common, here's where I should take that clip I have from the doctor who the founder of Medicus Veterinary Diets, that was being interviewed with Dr. Judy Morgan. Remember that video? And what does the veterinarian say? I mean, she makes a urinary diet. She just mimics Hills, just puts pretty ingredients in, but mimics Hills because you have no choice if you're going to make a decent urinary diet. But she says controlling minerals. That's what you do. That's how you prevent urinary stones. And here you go, you have a diet like this. So there you go. I'm not impressed. And then I found out, I actually found this out from Dr. Ray's video on this product line, that it's a multi-level marketing. I was going to say scam, not scam. It's a business model, but no wonder it's like $135 for a, I don't know, 30-pound bag, something like that. It was crazy, the cost for this stuff to get this nutrient level. I mean, sorry, this is one that just no, just walk away from this one, run away. It makes absolutely no sense to feed these diets. So anyway, there you go. There's my life's abundance review. So let's get back to the my quiz here that I put on months ago. Okay, so I'm really humbled that 69% of you went with A, that I was an Eagle Scout, and that is quite an achievement. I did do Cub Scouts, but I never went on to Boy Scouts, and I wasn't the most obedient child as a child, so I don't know that I ever could have been a Eagle Scout. So anyway, so no, A is not correct. And if you look at C, and ever watched me dance at a wedding, including my children's weddings, no, I never had any, not even a one dance lesson ever. So that's out. The answer is actually B, and only about, I think it's about 11% of the folks that voted for B. But yes, I was arrested for assault, and yes, I did write a historical romance novel, actually, and again, no college. So the assault. I mean, it sounds like I was a terrible kid. I was 17 years old. It was a big group thing, and you know how when you get a bunch of guys together, things get out of control. And when they arrested me and booked me, they booked me on assault of a town official. I had no idea, but I had slugged the town fire chief. And so he was just as more embarrassed than I was. I was just a 17-year-old punk. And so he ended up dropping the charges because it turned out he actually started the fight. So anyway, it's just a fun thing I throw out there when you do trivia things with people and you put down true and false things. I am a very docile guy now, and I haven't been arrested or even close to arrested for assault in years. So, and the historical romance novel, this is it right here, and was actually my second book. I wrote a book for my boys. They were young. It was there's a picture of them there, and this book is called A River Calling, and it's about a 3-month canoe trip that I did when I was young. And then my boys grew up hearing about this trip forever. I actually mentioned it in one of my videos months ago. And it was the total length of the Missouri River, 2,500 miles, 7 states, and it took us 91 days. We left July 30th. Anniversary is coming up. And we arrived at St. Louis at the Arch on October 28th, so 91 days. And it was quite an adventure. So I took my boys up to Montana on a 3-day Missouri River trip, and my recollection of the trip with them and of the 3-month canoe trip turned into a book on raising Christian sons. So it's a book for dads. It's nonfiction, and really proud of it. And I really did it just to pass something on to both my sons that they would have when I'm gone, and my grandsons, which now I have 2. That one is getting old enough to almost read it pretty soon. But though the romance novel, my daughter was only 3 when I wrote the book for my sons, so I wanted to write a book for her. And there were a lot of good books on raising daughters. There really weren't in my opinion, for boys. So that's why I did that. But the novel, I decided to do a novel and make the heroine be the Emma that I would hope my little girl would grow up to be. And I'll just read you the back cover on it real quick here. It's kind of funny. It shows to show you how young I was. I think I was 43 when I wrote this, and here I am, 64. So, yeah. But anyway, I'll read this to you real quick. If you have a teenage daughter in your Christian family, you might actually enjoy this book. Wes is a typical self-centered 17-year-old from present-day Denver. Emma, that's my daughter's name, Emma is a deeply religious 16-year-old girl traveling the Oregon Trail with her family in 1850. When they both are caught in a mysterious electrical storm, they find themselves together on the Wyoming prairie sometime before 1843. Alone, they realize they must rely on each other for survival. A Place in Time is a love story that transcends time and reveals the journey of discovery for 2 young people from very different worlds. As they learn to get along and begin to trust each other, neither can comprehend how God will not only change their lives, but through them, the lives of future generations. I am big into time travel, and you can almost get from this title. Remember Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeves and Jane Seymour, one of my favorite movies of all time. And it really kind of inspired me to write this book. I love the Oregon Trail history. I actually went out in Wyoming, found a place where this book occurs. Characters, I fell in love with the characters. I must say, it's only the only novel. I'm working on another one, but this is the only one I ever completed. And I was really happy how it turned out. My daughter is now 24, and she has turned out to be the Emma in this book, plus much more. I couldn't be prouder of her. But I wanted a heroine that was a strong, independent young girl that could stand up for herself, and she's turned out to be that. She's a black belt. She's been a black belt instructor, karate instructor. She is a laboratory scientist now, so she's not only tough but smart. So anyway, she'll be embarrassed if she watches this video. And if you would like a copy, by all means, you could go to Amazon. I mean, it's available pretty much on all the platforms, but Amazon's usually the cheapest. And I put both of them on Kindle for only $2.99. I put them as that's the lowest price you can put a published book on Kindle. And so if you like to read on your devices instead of, I like to have a book in my hand. But anyway, there's my name right there. And just put that in Amazon and both books will pop up and you can take a look at them. And Again, they were written more for my family to pass on to my kids and my grandkids, but I've had people say that they enjoyed them. So if you do, please let me know. But anyway, so that's a little story about me and my little quiz there. Maybe I'll do some more quizzes on more relevant things than that. But I thought I'd just throw that out there. Again, life's abundance. Definitely of all the ones we've done, I see nothing in there to get too excited about. The next one coming up is gonna be, I think it's called Viva, and so that's the next one I hope to do tomorrow night. Or I think I told you my wife's away for a week with the grandkids up in Minnesota. They needed some help up there for a couple days. So the evenings I hope to make videos. That's my plan. You guys take care.